Hello once again everyone, Original Blood Ace here doing another video. This time, completely out of the blue, I decided to do a video of me talking about Halo 4. That's right, an Xbox 360 title, been out for nearly a year. What's it been, 3/4 of a year? And as you can tell by the title of the video, why Halo 4 sucks, why it's a failure, blah 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 blah. Now, the gameplay you'll see here is one of my old clips from theater mode on Halo 4. I don't personally remember. If I do good, I do bad, whatever. It's irrelevant. It's just something to watch while I talk. So anyway, Halo 4 sucks and is a failure to Halo. Back when I bought Halo 4, I picked up the limited edition at the midnight launch. Was really excited for it, but it's just been a letdown. Now I've played every single Halo except Halo 2, so I think that I'm, qualified to talk about what makes a Halo good, what makes it bad, so on and so forth. So Halo is dead. May it rest in peace. Now these are my thoughts on why. I'll break it down into sections: campaign, Spartan Ops, Forge, custom games, matchmaking, DLC, and 343 themselves, and then I'll wrap it up at the end. So let's start off with the only decent thing in my opinion, which was the campaign. Overall, I actually enjoyed the campaign for the most part, though there were a few issues here and there. Cutscenes were great, and Halo 4 is a very impressive game graphically. Not that graphics make a good game, look at Crysis 3, but it was just using the Reach's engine that was revamped, so whatever. Now, Master Chief did talk a bit more than normal, which I had no real issue with. I was tired of him being a bland, boring tank, so whatever. Now, for me, the real issues were three things. The gameplay felt like it was a bit rinse and repeat. Kill enemies, move along to the next batch of enemies, rinse, repeat, over and over. Boring. The ending of the game was terrible. Spoiler, if you haven't played it. The Didact, the bad guy, who is this almighty forerunner, is unstoppable, basically. He gets pushed off a light bridge by Cortana, and he just falls to his supposed doom. Now, most of us really don't think he's dead, but he was toying with Master Chief this whole damn time, and he just gets shoved, really. Finally, the legendary ending, if you want to call it that. All they really did was showed one little extra 2 seconds, which was Master Chief's face for the most of it, or most of it anyway. Why would they do this? Bungie never would have. It was just unnecessary. Moving on to Spartan Ops now. Only 3 real issues I have here. First being that this replaced Firefight. Absolutely loved Firefight in ODST. If it had an online, it would have been perfect. Reach's Firefight was mediocre. It was still pretty fun though. Firefight was so much better overall than Spartan Ops. With Spartan Ops, 343 repeated the levels over and over and over again. In one episode of Spartan Ops, there was 3 of the 5 levels being Ragnarok, or Valhalla if you prefer calling it that. And then lastly, Halsey gets shot and loses her arm. Why? Elites don't know how to take a bullet out of a fucking arm. Moving on to Forge now. Forge was one of my favorite things in Halo 3 and in Reach, but in Halo 4 it was crippled. Magnets suck, the small nudge tool was so much better. People say Reach's Forge maps look the same because they were all gray. Well, newsflash, Halo 4's Forge maps are all fucking white. Forge maps suck, and Forge Island is not good enough. Those are basically the main reasons why Forge is terrible. Moving on to custom games, all I need to say is, does anybody really bother doing custom games with Halo 4 anymore? Maybe the people who are part of the YouTube groups, like the Halo Forge Epidemic and whatnot. Hey, I guess Rooster Teeth does like once a week or whatever, they'll play a game or something with game night or whatever, but for the majority of people out there, the fans, the gamers, they don't. They really don't. And if they do, it's just here and there, one random game every now and then. It's not like it used to be where Halo 3, every weekend you'd play custom games for hours. Crappy game modes with the settings, you combine that together and you just got a recipe for failure. Now moving on to matchmaking, where I have the majority of my complaints. Where do we begin? Loadouts themselves. 343 basically took Halo right up to Call of Duty's front door and said, "May we come in?" That's a big no-no. COD and Halo, two different things. COD sucks, Halo was good. Now, this is more of a thing that's personally for me and my friends, but there's just no fun or enjoyment to be had in Halo 4's matchmaking. Maybe because it's no incentive to win, I don't know. But there's just no fun. There's more rage than anything else. The maps all suck. The only decent one is Haven, but it's just too damn white. DLC maps aren't that great either. Pit was remade, hallelujah, but changed for the worst. Gravity lift and a secret exit, no thanks. Valhalla would be good if it weren't for the terrible Mantis. Have that shit removed and it would be good again. Because it was just... Valhalla was always supposed to be about the Banshee, the Warthogs, the Snipers, and the Spartan Laser. But now, with the Mantis, well, the fucking Warthogs get destroyed, the Banshees get destroyed, which leaves the Snipers and the Laser. Whoop-de-doo. The Ghost is glitchy when trying to splatter people. Oh, I should have said, I skipped a step. Vehicles are terrible in Halo 4. Now we're going to go into each vehicle here. The Ghost is glitchy when trying to splatter someone. Full speed, sometimes they bounce off, sometimes going like 1 kilometer an hour. You get one, or you get a splatter. It makes no sense. The Mongoose is fine. The Banshee is weak as hell. It's like made of paper, but it flies like it weighs 10,000 pounds. The Scorpion is decent enough, whatever. The Wraith is useless. No flying vehicles besides the Banshee. Like, what the hell? No Forerunner flying vehicle? No, they didn't bring back the Falcon or the Hornet? What the hell? Warthogs are average at best, but they die far too easily due to everyone having a plasma pistol at the start of the game with loadouts, and sticky pistols. Then there's the Sniper, the Laser, the Mantis, also kill it really quickly. So, again, the Warthogs are just weakened. Mantis should never be in matchmaking, period. Or should never have been. This is not Lost Planet 2. Remove it. Seems like my game here is done, so let's just load up another one. If I have another clip to show. Now we kind of have this lovely, awkward, whatever you want to call it, pause. See if we can find another clip here. Fucking slow as hell. Ragnarok, I guess this one looks like it's a long one, so this game will probably get cut short, but whatever, it's just something for you guys to watch. Hurry up, set up the game. The Xbox 360 would be so much faster if it didn't have ads and all this stuff weighing it down and stressing it out. Come on, there you go. Alright, let's get back on track here. So we were talking matchmaking. All the armor in Halo 4 looks similar to each other. They ruined my favorite armor, the ODST armor, with what they just came out with the other day. Because personally, Halo 3 ODST is my favorite Halo game. It was just a great story, fun to play co-op together, had pretty decent achievements. The firefight was a new experience. It was just great. Anyway, the ranking system was a copy of Reach's, which I liked back in Reach, but a proper ranking system was needed in Halo 4. Not strictly a ranking system, they should have done both, having the way it is and the, what do you call it? I don't even know what's going on in this gameplay. It looked like I was betraying someone there for a second. Anyway, actually that's one thing that sucks about this. I have so much not having a fun time, or so much time not having a fun time in Halo 4 that most of the time I'll just goof off betraying teammates and, you know, whatever. But, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the ranking system. They should have done more like Halo 3 with having a more casual playlist and a more competitive, playing to win for a reason playlist. Lag is a pretty decent issue with Halo 4, mainly the starting screens and whatever. They're pretty frequent. Every few games I seem to be getting them. The Spartan laser lowered down to 4 shots. I forget if that was down to 4 in reach. I don't think so, but either way they should have bumped it up to 5. Some armor abilities are useless. The regeneration shield. You die as soon as you use it. If you're dying and then you use it while you're in the middle of using it, or launching it, whatever you want to call it, you just get killed anyway. The jetpack was good in reach, but they crippled it. In this, you get like a 3 feet off the ground boost. So whatever. Camping in Halo 4 is just done way too much. Hell, 343 even made an achievement to camp for a minute without dying. Really now? Really? Battle rifle being brought back, which this is more of a personal grudge for me. I hate the battle rifle, always will, and always have. The DMR is my preferred weapon when it comes to the more precision weapons. But, yeah. They took out the plasma rifle, which is just like, what the fuck, why? It's been in every other Halo. Sure, it wasn't a, most used weapon, but it was there for the hell of it. I mean, there were elites in the game, in the campaign, so they could have had it. I guess there's no elites in matchmaking, so that maybe makes sense. But they could have had it for custom games or something, or even just as an ordnance drop. But whatever. Pulse grenades are basically the B-bomb from Star Fox, but are useless. I mean, unless you spam 2 of them at someone and pin them between them, they're not really going to do much of anything. I don't even know what I'm doing in this clip right now. I'm just kind of watching it every once in a while. But anyway, the bolt shot was kind of like a Muller, but it was good originally. But 343, apparently they made it useless. Yes, people complained before it was too good. It was like having a shotgun in your back pocket all the time. Boo-hoo. Stop running into a guy head first and maybe you wouldn't be a complainer. Seriously, use Promethean vision. See that someone's on the other side of the wall waiting for you. But all you do is you sprint around, run around a corner, and oh, I died. I wonder why. Not because you were killed by a power weapon, but because you were killed because you didn't pay attention to your surroundings and you just ran in willy-nilly. Another little issue. No none of the above choice for maps when you're voting. I mean, there's no veto from Halo 3 or no none of the above from Reach. It's just, you better pick one of these 3. I mean, and you can't even change your vote even if you accidentally pick the wrong thing. There really should be a none of the above, since the majority of the maps I fucking hate, and I don't know anyone that likes the majority of them, especially Forge maps. Those are the main reasons why that I hate matchmaking, or that it's a failure. It just doesn't have that Bungie feel. It just doesn't not feel like Halo, really. If you haven't played Halo 4, if you want to feel what I feel, like if you want to get that feeling of you're like, yeah, this doesn't feel right, then I suggest pick up a cheap copy of Halo 4 used or something for like 20-30 bucks or whatever. But other than that, don't buy a new copy for 60 bucks. It's not worth it. Moving on to DLC. 343 and Certain Affinity suck at doing DLC. Certain Affinity was the guys that actually make the maps. 343 are the ones that take credit for it. They hired Certain Affinity. But Certain Affinity did make the Defiant map pack on Reach, which was actually decent, but I guess that was under Bungie, not 343 back then. But anyway, 343 has lied in the past. For example, Frank O'Connor said when they were interviewing him in the Defiant map pack trailer or whatever, that in Reach, in one of the, or for Reach, that one of the levels, I forget what it was called, the big huge open level with like a bajillion power weapons, but he said there would be plenty of air combat and Banshee jacking. There is no Banshee on that map. There never was a Banshee on that map. Just like that whole, when they asked about the GRD helmet, saying, oh, what about that mysterious helmet? And he said, well, you gotta buy the thing. And then, there's nothing there. There was the little frickin' Easter eggs, whatever. But the helmet was ugly anyway, so whatever. The 3 DLC map packs that came with the limited edition that you got for free were pretty useless, not gonna lie. I got them because they were free. I played them for the achievements after I got them after a while. I had no need to play them again. They're just not that good of a designed level. They really aren't. And then people complained about Reach, is how, oh, all the maps are ripped out of campaign. Personally, it didn't bother me that much. Maps like Sword Base, Powerhouse, Boneyard, I enjoyed them all. But, then the most recent map pack the other day, the pit is back. Yay! Nope. As I mentioned before, they ruined it with adding a secret escape hatch in the sword room, and a gravity lift right back up again. Why would they do that? I don't know. It's basically just, oh, get the sword, someone's chasing you, drop down, and then come right back up and go in an infinite circle. It makes no goddamn sense. I'm glad they didn't add a mantis on that level. It would have been way too small, but knowing 343, that wouldn't have been something that would have been a shocker. Now, moving on to 343 themselves, only a few points, gotta say here. They say they've learned from their mistakes and they're gonna make, you know, better Halo games in the future. But it's just not gonna happen. Watch, in Halo 5, we're gonna be looking down the sights like frickin', what do you call it? Call of Duty. But, they lie, as I said above, or as I said before, I should say. They went with a more COD game than Halo. They listened to the stupid casuals and ruined thing after thing after thing. Like in Complex, which is, by the way, is the worst map made in Halo. I don't care. I hate how people fucking vote for it every time it shows up. It's a terrible fucking map. There was once a glitch on that level where you could actually hide in a wall. So you could have fun messing with people. I always did that if that map came up because I wouldn't want to quit. So I would just goof around, go inside the wall, and move around the sonar, or on my sonar, so people would be like, oh, there's a guy around here, but I don't know where he is. And it was just fun to mess around with, but nope, 343 patched that shit up. Now, just for my final thoughts about this, just to wrap it up, before I get into that actually, let me just check really quickly how far we got left in this video. There's still like a minute and a half, 2 minutes maybe, so I'll go over this slowly. But, the online population proves that people hate Halo 4. It never passes or peaks past 30,000 people. Even when DLC comes out, a week after the DLC, it just drops right back down. Mario Kart 7 has more online people than fucking Halo 4. I've done pretty much everything on Halo 4. I beat the campaign on solo and co-op legendary. I've got to max rank of 130 online. I've gotten every achievement, all 2000 gamer score. That's including all the DLC map packs. Yet, did I have any fun doing it? Not really. I mean, the campaign was okay. I enjoyed it for the most part, but every other aspect, not at all. Halo Reach I still say is better than Halo 4, simply due to Invasion. I mean, and 343 didn't even bring Invasion back or make a modification. Some can argue that Excavation, or whatever it's called, is like, or no, Dominion, that's what it's called, is like Invasion, but it's not. Invasion was amazing, my all-time favorite playlist in Halo, and then with Halo 3's Action Sack, that was also really fun. But it's just boring. Bungie should have done one more map pack for Halo Reach with 3 invasion maps, then people would still be probably playing Halo Reach to this day. Reach's really only issues that it had was the quit ban, and then the Forge crap was being introduced into matchmaking. There should just be a simple playlist added that's simply Forge maps for people who want to play that crap. For me, Forge maps should always be played with friends in custom games or whatever, but whatever. So overall, 343, you've killed Halo, a series that Bungie made me like. Now I move on with Bungie and leave you behind. Destiny, whether it's for PC or Wii U if it gets announced, which I hope so, I'll get it for those. Or if it's not, I'll pick up a PS4 next year for Destiny, and that'll be my only game. Looks like we are done this video again. So let's just back out again as I finish up my last few points here. 343, you don't know how to make a game. It's apparent to pretty much everyone, really. While the campaign of Halos 5 through 9 or whatever will be interesting, because people were saying, oh no, it's only going up to 6. No, there was a new thing coming out where 343 said it's no longer a new trilogy, it's a new saga, so there's no limit to how many they can do. Of course, after 6, 343 will probably stop, move on to something else, and Microsoft will bring in someone else to do that, but, whatever. So I have no plans on buying the Xbox One just to play Halo 5 through whatever. That's kind of what YouTube's for. I'll just watch the people doing playthroughs who've wasted their money on the Xbox One crap and the future Halo crap games. But yeah, I'll be moving on with Destiny and Bungie. So congrats 343. Maybe you and EA should team up, make a Halo game together, because I could have sworn Halo 4 was made by EA. That's how bad it is. But I guess that about does it for this video, you guys. Thanks for watching. It's been a long discussion, but as always, this is Original Blood Ace. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon.